Warning, F-bombs are not armed and will not be dropped. Okay, last night there was a shooting. This was just last night. It's not like it happened a week ago where we can collect up the facts and the evidence. No. It was last night. It was late last night, which makes it even worse. The few facts we do have is that there were 3 shootings, not 1, but 3. All 3 of them appear to have targeted Asian-owned nail and hair salons. The official news is claiming that the police caught this guy. Good. The official news is claiming that the man's stated intent, or motive, was that they were spreading coronavirus, which would be a leftist talking point. Strangely enough, leftists are claiming his real motive was racist. Okay, well, you can be both at the same time. But let's move on past that. The thing about mass shooters, spree shooters, all of the above, is you'll never really understand their full mind. All right? They don't even understand their full mind. It's kind of the nature of the beast, is your mind isn't working quite right anymore. It's okay. I'm not even going to try to address motive, because it's suicidal people, mass shooters, spree shooters, their brains aren't working right. And I can say this because back in 2003, I was suicidal. I was ready to kill myself. I almost did one night. Granted, thank you, I got over it. I'm better, much better now. This guy is not better. And you know what? I kind of don't care. I will say this much. This guy is a prime example of why we need to bring back not just the death penalty, which I believe they have in Georgia, but to make it so horrific and awful and terrible that even if you are mentally ill, you're not going to do what that guy did. You will understand. Don't be like that guy. Now, I have a simple proposal. It's the Brazen Bull, which was a, I think, cast bronze statue, big hole in it. The condemned is loaded into the bowl. The bowl is then placed over a fire. And because of the way the holes for their nostrils were set up, the screaming of the condemned inside would translate somehow into a bull roaring, which was a beautiful and wonderful thing for the crowd. It takes a little bit of the edge of the execution off, but I'm not like that. I'd be much happier with being able to hear every plea and cry of mercy, or at least a quick death, possible. Because you know what? I'm not a very nice person. I'm very happy with this guy not just dying, but being tortured as part of the process. Make torture actually part of the death sentence process. Yeah. I want it to be so clear and unmistakable that this was not a good thing to do, that nobody will ever try it again if their brain works in any capacity at all. If they're mentally ill, you know what? They're mentally ill. They're a threat to society either way. I'm okay with that. I know some people will not be okay, and I don't care. I really don't care. People who are a threat to society need to be removed from the society in a way that can never be undone. As for his motivations, forget about it. We'll never really know. He'll never even know what his real motivation was. How the hell are we supposed to know? Would mandatory carry have mitigated this? Actually, there's a pretty good chance. Whether he was mentally ill or not, or he was driven by racism, or he was driven by fear of coronavirus, he was still mentally cognizant enough to be able to get a gun, load it, find the place, and go. And not just one place, but 2 or 3. I don't believe he was mentally ill enough to be considered unable to answer for his actions. And I believe that the Section 315, hearing, I believe that's what they call it down in Georgia, will reveal exactly the same. Yeah, he's a little bit funny in the head. Well, so am I. But he can answer for his actions, so can I. And he will be tried. He will be executed. And it's just a shame that not only will he get a humane execution, because that's what the law currently says he has to get, but his humane execution will be in private. There'll be victims' families, maybe survivors, maybe some witnesses of the shooting. But generally speaking, it will be private. That's the problem. They've been private, and you're not allowed to watch them. Nobody's getting that social message. Don't be this guy, or this is your fate. The humane execution is part of the problem as well. You will die in a dignified fashion, unlike your victims. It looks painless. No, you need to bring the pain and a lot of it back. And I just hope that this is finally the wake-up call that we needed to accept the reality of the situation. Keep calm.